Hello and welcome to this quick guide on blueprints in Crayta. A blueprint is essentially a starting point which has got some game logic or some kind of theming or mesh assets already in there so that you don't necessarily have to start from scratch every time you want to make a game. It allows you as a game creator to fast forward to the most fun part of making a game. In this instance, you can see that I have a blueprint in front of me. I can now go about this gun game blueprint and I can turn it into the theme of gun game I want. Maybe I want it to be a circus theme. So I can now go away and dress up this level and never have to touch any Lua scripting or anything like that. All of that's all ready to go, but I can still make a really cool, interesting game that's different and unique in its own way, just using a blueprint. Now, to leverage a blueprint, the first thing I need to do is go to the escape menu here by pressing escape on my keyboard, click on create, and then click on create a new game. In here is the list of available blueprints, starting with the officially supported ones, and then it moves into the ones made by our community of creators. To use one of these, maybe I want to start with a tycoon template. I just select the blueprint that I want, and then I click create new game. I give it a name, Andy's Tycoon game. I give it an image, and then I click create and enter. And once I've done that, I will find myself in the editor with the blueprint as all ready to go. Now, once I'm in here, if I wanted to, once I've edited the game and made my changes and customized it to my heart's content, I can then go away and publish that as a new game by going to the game that I'm currently editing. So this is the Andy's Free For All is what I'm currently editing, and I can click publish and follow the usual game publishing steps. Alternatively, if I wanted to, I could take this blueprint, whether it's a completely empty starter blueprint or it's one that already has game logic like this one, and I could add my own spin on it. I could add some additional meshes or change the game logic a little bit or remove things if I want to, and then I could republish it as a blueprint again. So if I go to the game that I'm working on again, this here, Andy's Free For All, I can click publish as blueprint, then accept the terms of service, and then essentially fill out the rest of these slots and publish it as a blueprint for someone else to use as their starting point. You must note, however, that if I make any further changes to my blueprint, they won't necessarily be updating in other people's copies of my blueprint. Once they've clicked create a new game on my blueprint or started their own version of my blueprint, then their game creation is severed from mine. It's a completely different thing. So if I then go in and make any changes or updates, it might be worth then letting the community of people who have used my blueprint know that they might also want to make the same updates. For example, if it's a bug fix or whatever. When you're making a blueprint, I really strongly urge you to make sure that your world tree is nicely organized, that you've documented your code where you can, and if you want to, you can also add a forum post on forum.crayta.com. For example, here's Sovereign Games blueprint forum post in game releases, and they've basically written a full-on tutorial on how to use the blueprint that they've created. So I really strongly urge you to document your blueprints to give the people that are going to be using it the best shot at making the most of your blueprint. And that's it. That's the quick guide on blueprints. Hopefully that's been useful. I look forward to jumping into some of your blueprints and using them to create new games in Crayta.